What it do, everybody? What it do? This is Stay Young Forever. I'm your boy 410 Monty.
And your girl Leash.
And today's topic, we're going to talk about what made you turn vegan.
Dun,
So we're
dun,
going
dun,
to ask each other
dun.
that question, give a little bit of details and, just discuss. So, what made you turn vegan?
So, what made me turn vegan was, for one, all thanks go to my man right here. I always wanted to be vegan, but I never really felt like I knew the proper steps to do or to become vegan. So I never really looked into it. I always like heard the term like vegan, but I never really, knew like where do you begin, right? Because it's just like so much, right? You got so many
Mm-hmm.
different levels when it comes to being a vegan. So
Right.
when me and my man met, he told me he was vegan. So I was like, wow, that's amazing because like I have someone who can coach me pretty much and like tell me you true wisdom comes from experience. So he was already vegan. He had years already in the vegan game. So I was like, wow, this is what I need. So he kind of like inspired me to really just go cold turkey because, I think that's the best way to do it. Like just do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at
Stop
first,
procrastinating.
yeah, and at first I was going to be like, "Ugh, I'm going to be vegetarian first and then let me see how that goes and then I'll transition to vegan." And he was just like, "Why? Like we all in." Okay? So he was like, he had like, pretty much showed me the ropes. And that's kind of really like, that inspired me to go vegan. But like I said, I always wanted to go vegan. And the reason why I wanted to go vegan was because, I mean, I'm from the islands. My parents are from the island. My parents are from the islands. And, I grew up on meat, right? Like, they're meat lovers, right? But like I always just like never really enjoyed eating something off of a bone. Like that to me always rubbed me the wrong way. I never really I never felt comfortable like just grabbing a rib or grabbing something, even like a chicken wing, right? And just
Mm-hmm.
turn meat off of a bone, like a bone, right? Like I just felt
Barbarian.
yeah, like I just see like, like that's something that an animal do, right? And I mean, we all are mammals, but I just didn't feel comfortable with doing that. And then another reason why is because I will every time I ate pork, right? Every time I ate pork,
Oink oink.
I will always get these boils, like these really big boils on my inner thigh. And I used to always,
Pig.
right, like, and I used to always be like, this is not normal. Like, this is not normal. And I kid you not, like, it could be ribs. It could be, what is it? Bacon. It could be any type of
Mm,
pork related item that I will consume and I'm
mhm,
breaking out. That's not okay. That's something trying to pretty much let me know that's my body rejecting the what I'm consuming. And that's
mhm.
if you're conscious, that's not normal, right? So I never really enjoyed it, honestly. I never really enjoyed cooking, beef and, seeing the blood, right? Isn't it the blood? Or, like when you're cooking something,
It's really, I
it's
mean,
not blood, but
no, it's blood too, and it's also pus. People think like, oh, it's mouth watery and the flick, like, yo, that's pus been
coming from and
boiled.
out of an animal. Yeah. And it's just like, w- I've been vegan for October will make 2 years, right? And I have not craved and I have not missed meat. I just have not. And that's how I know I made the right decision. Because I don't crave it, right? Like I don't wake up like, oh, I want chicken or oh, I want fish or I don't crave it. So I truly enjoy being vegan. There's a lot of recipes that we do together. There's a lot of things that vegan has a lot of benefits to it. And don't get me wrong, I
Mhm.
am not knocking you for eating meat, right? That's
Mhm.
your prerogative. But
Mhm.
what I can say is being a vegan, I feel much lighter. I feel much, healthier. I'm not breaking out. I don't have the boils anymore, right? So there's some type of that shows you right there that cutting out meat, right, and not just meat but dairy,
Mm.
right?
Definitely
Dairy,
the dairy.
dairy, definitely, 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 definitely. Um, these things are it, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but you know, um, do I like? Do I love being vegan? Absolutely. Like I feel empowered, um, and I feel good.
Oh, that's what's up. So,
Yeah, and
you know. Oh my God. Mm. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on, come on.
What are you doing? All right.
Sorry, y'all. It was like awkward, so I couldn't really do it the right thing.
All right.
So
Well, that's great info. You gave the people, how you started, your reasons, and yeah, you basically answered everything. All right. So
what made you want to go vegan? Because they've been vegan for a while now. So I mean,
yeah, what this year my birthday it'll be 4 years. So
that's amazing.
um, so where do I start? All right. Okay. So one day I'm just in the grocery store, and I'm just like, man, like, what the fuck am I eating? You know what I'm saying? Like reading the labels, I can't even pronounce this stuff. Like a lot of times we look at the front. That's all we look at. The front, the cover, the nice graphics on it, the artwork on the box, whatever we eating.
Mhm.
Like, damn, this should look good.
Mhm.
Whole time this saying artificially flavored. You ain't even reading that. Like it say so much stuff. Red dye, red 40, blue. I don't know the numbers. Blue 5, yellow
Mhm. Yellow
5. All
five, red
it
five.
got all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, what is this? I'm now I'm starting to Google this stuff, and like, damn, it's like when you really look at this stuff, you get the understanding that, man, damn, like they out here playing with us for real. You know, one time I looked up something that said natural flavor. What is natural flavors, man? I looked it up, man. That shit said beaver's butt.
No
It
lie.
said beaver's butt,
Yeah.
yo. I'm like, what? Like, who in their right mind just thought like, yo, I'm gonna put some beaver butt in it?
Right.
You feel me? Like, so that right there, man, it just threw me all the way off. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. That's one reason. Another reason, I was trucking at the time. You feel me? So it's like, I gotta be up. I gotta be on this road. You feel me? I'm traveling, and I need stuff that's gonna have me up, have me energetic. What's connecting with my DNA, my structure, and that's alkaline foods. You feel me? It's not all this junk, this trash shit. Don't get me wrong. Starting out, you know, I didn't have all the tools I have now for us, making recipes or finding the right sauce. Cause a lot of times all we need is just some sauce to go on something. But
Mhm. That's true.
you know, I just was like, man, I put my health first. You feel me? I put myself first. At the time,
Health is wealth.
like she was like my face was breaking out. You feel me? Like acne looked bad for real. Like I'm like, damn. So and what I found out, all that acne coming from that dairy. Like we lactose intolerant naturally. Like we not supposed to be eating that. And just like when you becoming more spiritually connected and actually trying to figure out where you came from and stuff like that, that'll be a deeper topic we can get into for another episode. But like you see that your composition. You ain't supposed to be consuming that stuff for real. Like we don't eat that. That's a different culture. That's a different thing.
And like if you look at us, like people, like we look, you wouldn't be able to tell us on the street, like, like people think like, oh well, where are you getting your protein, right?
Oh my
Or like
gosh, the
that's the
protein
biggest
word.
thing that people really, really, really like. Oh, you're vegan, like, oh, you must not be getting enough protein, and you're must da, 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 da.
Hmm.
Like look at us, like if you look at me, you wouldn't even be able to tell, right? Like we look at we look good, like we still healthy, we still, like we still look good, like we
and
don't look sick.
and speaking on this protein thing, like you know, coming from I'm gonna keep it real, coming from the street side of things, right? If you in the street, you hustling, you never wanted to holler at the middleman. You feel me? Like you want to get your thing from the source, from the plug. That's what we call it, the plug. So dealing with this protein, why would I want to go through an animal to get my protein? Because the animal's eating the grass, eating the herbs. That's where they're getting all the protein from. They ain't getting it. Like what? You're not getting no protein eating the meat. That's what's killing you. Feel me? So when you eat plants and stuff like that, people think like, oh, that's it. That's your pro. Like, where else you think they getting it from? Like you getting it right there. You getting it straight up, 100%. You
Hmm.
getting gains, and like I even started working out way more locking in because people think, oh, you can't get no muscle, you can't
Hmm.
do this, or don't get me wrong. I'm not going to bluff for y'all. You feel me? Like, yes, you do gotta go a little harder in the gym to lock in. But at the end of the day, that's what you gotta do because you're gonna lose all that fat. So everything is just straight. You tone up, you cut up like a razor. You gonna look good.
Hmm.
You just gotta stay active, and that's what anything in life. You gotta stay consistent. You can't just think
Absolutely.
that you're gonna do one thing and get your results. No, it's an everyday thing. It's an
Yeah.
everyday thing. That's why it's called a lifestyle.
Exactly.
Feel me? But all
And
right,
we're still learning too. Like we're not perfect. Like
facts,
we
facts.
still got things that like on every day that we, maybe not every day, but every so often that we like, oh well, like maybe we shouldn't do something, or maybe we
Yeah,
should
we
try,
we
like.
still learning things and different techniques and like I say, look, every fruit, every vegetable, every herb, you gotta know which ones to consume. All of them not good for you. Like it's certain things that, but your body gonna feel that. It's like once you detox and then you start to, you switch your habits up. It's like how a junkie is. You're gonna have these symptoms. You feel me? You're
Like
gonna feel
withdraw.
low. You're gonna have
Withdraw.
withdrawal. You gotta go through it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're no better than someone who's doing drugs if you can't get over it.
Yeah, I
Like
mean food is an
you can't
addiction.
judge nobody for doing the drugs if you're addicted to the food.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
So I talked about uh when I started, I said I was looking at the labels.
Mhm.
Then I said, I think I said I was trucking.
Mhm.
Then I said, acne and stuff like that. Um, all the stuff off the dome. I ain't got nothing written down. This raw, this straight uncut. Feel me? Then like I said, I just wanted to find out what we eat. Like all these cultures got, the Chinese people, they a
Asians.
lot of a lot of Asians, Chinese, they got a lot of rice in their dishes and stuff like that. And a lot of people eat with their hands too. Like a lot of these cultures eat with their hands, and you're gonna see like we the only ones really eating with spoons and forks and
Silverware.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like really, you supposed to be touching your food, like really
Yeah,
get your
connecting with
DNA
it.
in it. Yeah, you gotta connect with it. That's what nature is all about. But like even people in the islands, they got their own. They got the plantains, the jerk.
Mhm.
Like they got their own tradition and stuff, different things. Like a lot of these cultures have stuff, but when you talk about us, so-called black people, it's like what do we eat? Because we didn't get that meat. We didn't get that meat eating cravings and stuff like that from we was put on that. You already know them people put that on us just like they put that book on us. That's a different thing too. That's a
Another
different
topic.
type. You feel me? But once your third eye open, you're gonna see, man, hey, everything is within, you know. Of course there's a creator, but everything is in you, you know.
So I want to ask
Yeah.
you, like, what would you think, like, if somebody is trying to go vegan, like, what do you think? What's some advice or some tips that you would first start off? Like, I mean, I know you gave me some good advice.
Yeah.
Like, what would be something that you would
The first thing I would say,
suggest?
start the day you feel is like start right then and there. Don't say I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Don't be no tomorrow type person. Don't be like next week.
On
I
my
hate when
birthday, after my
yeah,
birthday.
yeah, niggas be doing that. That's crazy. Like, excuse my language. We gotta blurt that out. I don't know. I'll be raw and uncut. But yeah, like,
I would maybe do like, like, cause that it's levels, okay? Like there's
mm-hmm,
different levels. Like, there's a lot of substitutions that you can do, right? So,
yeah,
like we do for us, like if we want like something a little sweet, like we'll do agave or we'll do date sugar, right?
mm-hmm,
So I would say like starting off, maybe like, you know, just maybe do like a smoothie diet, right? I'm not saying that you gotta substitute, you gotta use date sugar or whatever like that, but just to get your feet wet.
people, your best friend is gonna be YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so much information out here. Like you can find what's an alternative for chicken, what's an alternative for beef, what's an
Mushrooms.
alternative for
Oh
crab
my
cakes.
gosh,
It's
mushrooms.
so many. It's so many things in the mushroom kingdom, and it's so.
Mushrooms.
Oh my gosh,
Mushrooms are.
I'll be talking for days. You
And
know.
then like I ordered a couple, like when I first started off, I went on Amazon and I ordered two vegan books. Like I think they wasn't raw, but they were vegan books. And
Hmm.
you just go in there, look at recipes and just see what you may be interested in, what you may
Right.
like, what you
Right.
may not like. I think I bought a fruit juice one, and
Hmm.
then I bought one for like recipes, cooking meals and things like that. So
You just gotta invest in yourself. Like people worrying about that car, the clothes they got on, but they not worrying about that health. They just get up, eat, go, whatever. Like everybody in a fast pace rushing to get this money and that's it. Everybody worried about money. Y'all not worried about
your health.
thyself. Y'all not worried about understanding or overstanding your purpose. Like y'all just don't care. And that's why a lot of people be bots. It's like you really gotta tap within.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
the food, like if you really think about it, like okay, you consume an animal, right?
Hmm.
Okay, and there's hormones in these animals,
Facts,
right?
facts.
So like
And you taking on
you're
all that.
taking on the hormones of an animal, right? Right before it was about to get executed, right before it was about to, go into
Fear.
the chamber,
Fear.
right? So it's like
It's scared.
what you're consuming, and we don't want to talk about the steps, right? Because there's multiple steps that happen before it gets into your house, right?
Hmm.
So there's so many things, the hormones that they injected into the meat and things like that, and it's just like these are things that you are consuming. So maybe you're depressed,
What is they consuming?
right?
Is it animal?
Right.
Is it human?
That's another topic.
Like, well, y'all don't know.
You don't know, right?
Like, these
You
people know
don't
how to make things look and taste like what you think it's
supposed to
supposed to
taste.
taste like, but you don't know. Like, these people train your taste buds in order to let you know what's tastes good and what's nasty. Like, the things that's good for you think is nasty off break because you're not used to eating it. You feel me? And then, not to jump topic for topic, but even when you call yourself a vegan or plant based, however you want to do it, you could get caught up in that too. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
It's
people that's
levels.
unhealthy
Vegans.
vegans. I was one before. You get what I'm saying? But that's where it comes from. It's different stages and different levels. Like you got to work your way up. You
Yeah.
feel me? And at the end of the day, do it at your pace. But you got to look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day. So the pace that you're doing, are you really comfortable with it within? You just a lot. I'm gonna say this word. You feel me? Accountability. You know, let's
And be
start
ready
taking
for
more
the be
accountability.
ready for the criticism, and be ready for
Oh yeah,
the
absolutely.
negative. I don't really want to say negative, but just like the backlash that people were gonna have to say. And but like, this is your life, right? And at the end of the day,
Hmm.
you're be trying to do this to better yourself, to tap into your higher consciousness, right? Because
Yeah,
I will say, like, being vegan, it opens up a different level of being connected to
reality.
reality, being connected to life itself, like reality. So
Exactly.
be ready for that, right?
Hmm.
And it's
And everyone not ready for that.
yeah,
Some people want to be lost in the sauce out here. They want to be walking around with their eyes closed with their hand over it.
yeah.
Like some people
And
not
some
ready.
people really know that you're not supposed to be consuming and eating this, but they still do it because of maybe
You know what? You know what people's excuse is, and
what.
and I hate this. Oh, we're gonna die anyway. I'm gonna
You
just eat this. You know, makes
gotta
me
die from
feel better.
something.
Like yo, people who think like that, man, get far away from me, please. You feel me? Like, damn, like.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say after that, but yo, that's how it
It
be. Like,
did. It
I'm gonna
did.
die anyway, and
Mm-mm.
we all gotta go. And uh, 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 what you doing it for? And all, like people always try to criticize you or want to crack jokes or look in your plate. Oh, is that vegan? Or is that
Mm-hmm.
that? Not like yo. I remember I'd have been through it all. I'd have heard things from friends, family, strangers. People come up to me. People will come up to me while I'm shopping and see my cart and be like, "Damn, well, like, damn, you help? Like, what's all that for?" Or is that gonna put weight on you? And everybody think that's cute too. Like it's cute to have all this weight on. That's fat. It's really like my man. What's his name? Was it Dick Gregory? I think his name. He said that's doo doo. That's built up. Yo, that's baggage. That's blockage. That's
Yeah.
anything you want to say, babe. I'm working myself up out here. Peace, love, and abundance, though. I just want to say that. I want to say I love y'all. A lot of people may not love me back, but I still love y'all. And
I mean, all I
yeah,
can say is, like, try it, and just see what works for you, right? Like, there's substitutions, like I said, like, if you want to get rid of the dairy, you have oat milk, you have almond milk. We're not going to get into the brands and all of that type of stuff, but there are other substitutions that can make you still feel good. Being vegan doesn't mean
walnut milk. I
walnut milk.
recommend.
Yes, yes.
Brazil nut milk. They are the main ones that's alkaline. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You could still have different substitutes, like how Bay
Uh,
said, the
Oat milk,
almond,
or
oat,
yeah.
or even cashews. But I recommend, to be honest, I recommend you just buy it and do it yourself. It's so hard. I mean, it's
It's
so
not hard.
it's not hard. It's so easy for real. And that's another thing, a reason why I went vegan, because it's like these expiration dates are out of
Out of
control. You
control.
get
We
something,
just talked about this last
it
night.
say like 2-3 years to expiration. Like how? Like when you really start making this stuff on your own, you're gonna see like, yo, like 7 days tops is lasting. It's not lasting longer than that. So how's this shit lasting for 2 to 3 years?
2 to 3 years, not
And
weeks,
and and
years.
and, and, and it's crazy. This stuff, it'll say 100% or organic, and it only got one ingredient. That's a lie. It's a lie. Like I done made this stuff. Like it don't last that long. So you already know these big corporations, like they got the funds, they locked in with the FDAs, you know what I mean? And they buy their labels. They could, I think, technically, and this is public information, I think if it have 90% of the
Of the
ingredients or
ingredient.
something like that, then
Yeah,
they
because,
could
like,
put that little spin on it after that.
I learned that from what's that cheese called? The yellow cheese,
Velveeta,
Kraft. No,
Kraft.
I think it's Kraft, like the single blocks that, like, on cheeseburgers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That does. I think that has, like, maybe
And
a
this shit don't
certain
even melt or something like
percentage.
that.
it has a little bit of cheese, but as long as it has that amount or that percentage in it, is you can list it as cheese.
It could get passed.
So
like,
it can probably, and it's a small percentage. As long as it had that little bit in there, they can say it's cheese, and everything else is who know what. So it's just like
it's war out here. It's a spiritual war. You know, it's an energy war. Everything is about energy. You know, these
food
people want
consumes
your
your energy.
They
Yes.
want your energy low. You know, you are an electric being. You know, you're supposed to consume alkaline foods. You want your energy as high as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, let's start really thinking about, you know, you can't say you love yourself if you don't really love yourself. You know, it's levels to love, you know?
Yeah,
So
because like if you like, truly love yourself, you're gonna be mindful of what you're consuming and what you're putting in your body, right? We have one vessel, right? This is the vessel that we are going to have until we are no longer on this earth. So it's just like take care of it.
Inside is light and look.
Yeah. Take care of it. Like, like treat your body good, enjoy life. Not saying you can't enjoy life, but just make sure what you're putting in your body is good for your body.
Fact. And I feel like, you know, that's a good first episode. You feel me?
Yeah.
We dove in on the veganism, plant based, whatever you want to call it. You know, just be mindful
One
what you
last
eat.
thing. I think you should explain what alkaline vegan is and what like vegan is. Some people don't know what alkaline vegan is.
Well, alkaline vegan is eating stuff that's going to electrify your body. Um, is things that's over a certain pH level when you consume it. Even though a lot of the stuff, sometimes when you consume stuff, is like it's acidic going in, but it turned alkaline through the process of how your cells work. You know, it's a whole world inside you. You feel me? So, you know, we so worried about on the outside or looking in the mirror how it look. It's a whole world inside you. These things are alive, and if your body ain't clean, you're feeding parasites. Whew, that's
another topic.
These parasites is crazy. You feel me? They will have you low. They will have you drained, like suicidal, everything, man. These parasites, and when you look at them, they look like demons.
They do.
They look crazy. But all right, so yeah, that's alkaline.
You got raw. So we was on a raw vegan. Well, we're still kind of on a raw vegan now.
You got raw. That's, you know, you're not cooking your food. I think it's 118 degrees or something like that. You know, you still can steam stuff, but as far as cooking, you know, you got to use a dehydrator and stuff like that. You know,
raw vegan diet is typically between 104 Fahrenheit and 118 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, 118.
Yep. So.
And what else? What else? What else? And all right, so when you winging off meat and stuff and you going vegan, please stay away from the processed vegan food. Like it is so unhealthy. Like you might as well stay eating chicken or something like that. You feel me? Because that stuff, it got so much stuff in it too that it's like, wow. Like when I read this box, I want to see one ingredient, 3 tops.
I look at it like if I can't pronounce what I'm consuming, I shouldn't be consuming it.
Facts.
Like if that product or that ingredient is like 20 letters, what is that? Like I don't get like.
The best thing to do, man, is like I said, get the food you're gonna get and cook it yourself. Stop relying on these fast food restaurants, because when you really lock it, you turn vegan, you're gonna be asking so much questions. These people ain't gonna even really want to serve. Like, hey, what type of oil is you cooking in? You know what I'm saying? Like is it dairy in this? Is it butter? Like, you know, people go crazy every time we at the restaurant. So, you know, we gotta pick and choose what spots we're gonna go. We gotta make sure.
And you also got to be careful too, because like one time we had an incident where like we had got a like eggplant pasta and they told me it was like no dairy in it, and that was one person, and then like a couple months later, we
Yeah.
went and they told me that the batter is cooked in
Yeah,
dairy.
one employee said it wasn't nothing there. Then the other and then a lot of these people, they not really going to care to answer that. Like they're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
what I'm.
so late. Like I don't know. I'm like, all right, well, go get somebody that know. At the end of the
It's
day,
like you're
it'll
putting
turn your appetite off. Like you
and
just
you're
walk
putting
out and
your
go somewhere else.
trust into somebody else who probably lying.
That's why I say cook it. Cook at home. But when you go out, just find a nice vegan restaurant somewhere that could fulfill what you want to get ordered. Or go get a smoothie. Like when you transition over, you're gonna see you don't need to eat three
3 meals
times
a
a
day.
day.
You
You
don't.
don't.
You don't.
Like it's an illusion. Like these people telling you gotta eat this, you gotta eat breakfast, you gotta eat brunch, you gotta eat lunch, then you gotta eat dinner,
Snack.
then you need a
Yeah, you got
snack, then you need
yeah.
something at night. Like you don't need all that. Like you're over consuming yourself. Like
Mhm.
you should have a time where you fast. Like your body gotta ingest this stuff and digest it.
Mhm.
You gotta poop it out. If you're not pooping,
And that is another thing that I want to talk about, like being vegan. Like I, as a female, you already know we don't go like how men go. Like they go like sometimes TMI, but like twice out the day, sometimes even more, right?
2, 3, shit.
I
I
was
bloom
not
blooms.
going that much. Like I was probably going like honestly, I was probably going like every 3 days. Terrible. Since I switched over to vegan,
Peace.
I pretty much go to the bathroom. I have at least one bowel movement a day. I'm trying to get to two, but I have at least one bowel movement a day.
That's
Right?
good.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
good.
It's great. So going from not using the bathroom every day to now going every day, like clearly I was backed up. The food I was eating was not digesting properly, and so yeah.
I feel like this is a great first episode. Why did you turn vegan? And this is Stay Young Forever. Your boy 410 Monty.
And your girl leash.
And we out, baby. Peace, love, and abundance. Ashe.
Ashe.